What an amazing animal the dogs are, and what a friend they've been to mankind down through the years, and helper, and they help in so many ways. We have farm dogs that they'll go out there and learn how to herd the cattle or herd the sheep and guard the sheep, or then we have dogs that hunt and they can point and, hey, over here's a pheasant, and alert the hunter and then they'll freeze, and they lift a paw and put their tail up, and then we have just house dogs that you can train. So there's such an enjoyment, and it's one of the things I think God has given us for enjoyment. And then dogs have rescued people, and dogs can smell. Like some of the literature says, they can smell 1,000,000 times better than we can smell. Like bloodhounds, where they can trace a person walking through a crowd. They can follow the footprints. There's dogs that know a tornado is coming, and they can alert you to that before it ever drops out of the cloud. They just somehow know it's coming. Or other dogs have the ability to sense or smell people that have drowned, or maybe they aren't even quite drowned yet. They can be resuscitated. They're down under ice, down under feet of water. In the woods, there's dogs that can smell your skin cells that have maybe got you scratched on a bush and a little bit of you is left there. Even as much as a year later, they can track these things. We have dogs that are used, service dogs, to help people, to help the blind, the seeing eye dogs. There's one dog that has learned how to sniff a melanoma, a malignant mole. And you can have different things on your body, and that dog will start sniffing, and boom, right there. Even before the physicians can diagnose it, the dog knows that is the bad mole, and that's the one. And so they'll take that mole off and study it, and yep, sure enough, that was a bad mole. That was a cancer. And then we have other dogs that can sense when a person is going to have, for instance, a convulsion or a seizure of something, like in epilepsy. And the dog will know 2 to 3 minutes before that's going to happen, before the person knows, it's about to happen. The dog already knows. And the dogs will come and they'll sit down, and sometimes they'll even tap with their paw and bark, and a certain kind of bark, and that alerts the person, I'm going to have a seizure. And that gives them a chance to go sit down, or if they're driving a car, to maybe pull over and stop. How does a dog do that? Some people say, well, you can really see evolution in action when you look at dogs, because we've got these St. Bernards, and we've got these Great Danes, and we have these little tiny poodles, and that's not evolution. Let's say Noah's Ark, and I believe that's a real event, but let's just say Noah's Ark, he takes 2 dogs, or maybe 2 wolves, or 2 of the canine kind, and they come off the ark, and they have all this genetic material in them, and then they're selectively bred down over the years until they finally get down to a poodle. Well, a poodle is not evolution with new information that's been put into the genes. A poodle is a dog that has been selectively bred in such a way that information has dropped out. So you might be able to take 2 brown Mongolian dogs, let's say, and over the years breed them down to a poodle. But you can't take 2 poodles and breed them back to a brown Mongolian dog, because information has been lost. So that's not evolution, that's just selective genetic engineering, if we could call it that. There's no input of information, there's a loss of information. The dog that has all wrinkles in its skin, a Shar-Pei, they bred that dog in such a way that it still has the gene for the skin of a big dog. So the skin is bigger than the dog. And so here you have a smaller dog in a big dog genetically, in a big dog's skin. And that's why it has all those wrinkles. And so you can do interesting things by genetically manipulating what's already there in the dog genes, but nobody has added any information in to give us a whole new kind of an animal from a dog. Dogs still give birth to dogs. And the dogs that it gives birth to, down the line, they can't go back and be a different kind of dog like they used to be, their ancestors were. They have to just keep going from there because information has been lost.
Yeah.
What an amazing, wonderful creature dogs are.